All right, all of you trader nerds, how are you? And I apologize for being late today. Let me just go through a couple things, okay? So, I got me a new web camera, by the way. Do I look like high definition or something? Got me a fancy 4K camera. It cost
Love the
me
time.
39 bucks on Amazon. So hopefully I look better today. It looks a lot thinner. I've got my tie on today. Can y'all see that? Let me move it down a little bit so you can get a good picture of my tie. This is the first time I've wore a tie in like forever. And so I put on a shirt and tie today. I've been in a conference for like, oh my gosh, 3 or 4 hours. It'd like to kill me. So I'm trying to unwind from that. So I apologize for being late with you, my trader family. Even though I'm wearing a tie, even though I've got on a blue shirt, I am wearing my boxer shorts. Yes, I am. And if anybody would request, I will show you. They are the same ones that I wear just about every day. They're not whitey tidies. I don't do whitey tidies because I look like Homer Simpson. And I've always thought of him in that, in the Simpsons, Homer wearing those whitey tidies. I'm like, man, that looks just like me. It's just. So I try to do away from those for after many, many years. And now I'm in my boxers, and pretty much my neighbors know that that's pretty much all I wear. I wear a white T-shirt, not the wife beater kind, not the kind that makes you say, I'm beating up on my wife. Not that kind. I wear the other kind under there. And this tie actually was already tied and hanging on my tie thing, so it was already had the knot and everything. And I've not done one in about maybe 10 months or so. So it was nice to just kind of put it on and to do that and to get everything going. So hopefully my new webcam looks okay. Does it look better than the other one? Y'all tell me in the chat. Let me see. Hello, everyone. Looks good, Bobby. LOL. Yeah. Does anybody want to see the boxer shorts? I'll show you. Y'all know I don't share. I don't hide anything from you. I thought that. No thanks. Okay, Rick. I'll hold off on that then. If you don't want to see the eye candy, that's why Sweet Beth chose this monster, and to her benefit, she made a wise choice. So I have been so busy today, and I noticed someone in our Discord said that I didn't go on at 12 today, that it was probably because we had a goat emergency. And there was no goat emergency today. The family's a little upset because we're selling two of our baby goats, and they don't understand why. But I think, and I'm no goat breeder, okay, but I think you can't let them like intertwine and interbreed. So you got to bring in new blood so that you don't have like a three-headed goat or, a goat that, has a head on its tail. You don't want that kind of thing. So no problem with the goat. We're trying to sell two of them. If you were in the market for a great, honest to God, cute goat, let me know. And I don't know how we get it to you. UPS, FedEx, some way. So we'll do that. So I haven't even looked at my account today. And that is good news for you because did I go, did I? Did my account go bust? Did it go break? No, I hadn't even looked at it. And this is kind of a great thing because a lot of you are working full-time jobs and you're trying to grow your account. And I understand that. And I need to be more mindful of that you have responsibilities and things that you need to do as well, right? So you don't have time to watch the markets 24 hours a day. I don't want to watch them 24 hours a day. I want my spreadsheet to tell me what we're going to do and the decisions that we're going to make. And then you go about your happy little life not knowing if you're up or you're down for the day. So that's how you should start your day. Don't worry about it. We've got it all under control, okay? So let us go to, now watch my account be totally wiped out. And I would be very embarrassed. All right, everyone see my screen, okay? Make sure I'm sharing good. All right. Looks like we've got negative deltas. We've got positive theta. Those are two things that you want, right? You want positive theta, a little bit of negative delta, and we hate vega. But if you're selling options, you're going to have negative vega. What's my P&L for the day? It says I'm up about 60 bucks. So I always look at that and think, what could I do with $60? Y'all, yesterday we were going to the Red Lobster, but today, where do I want to go? Y'all got a Longhorn Steakhouse where y'all at? Oh, man. I like Longhorn, but I tell you what I like better than Longhorn is Applebee's. Now, y'all make fun of that all you want to, but I'm going to tell you something. You go there and you get the 2 for $20 and you get a little bitty appetizer. I prefer the spinach artichoke dip, which is delicious. And then I get the Fiesta lime chicken. I hold the rice. I'm not much of a rice guy, you know? Yeah, I mean, I know that a lot of Asian people love it in those cultures, and, you know, it's fine, but it's just not a big rice guy. I want some mashed taters, baby. So I get them at Applebee's to replace the rice with mashed potatoes. And then I say, look, give me a side of your stir-fry sauce. If you don't get the stir-fry sauce, this is not good, the Fiesta lime chicken. So I get the stir-fry sauce, I bring that out, and man, is it good. Oh, y'all, I could eat that stuff on everything. So let's go ahead and go into our daily regime of what we're doing. Drew's coming in now. Good. My hubby is in IT and made me very security minded, and I hope you hide your account number in the future. Okay, I'm gonna hide it. Let me hide that. Don't want y'all stealing my account. Y'all won't, but if we put this out into the interwebs, there's people out there that try to come against old sweet Bobby, so we don't want to do that, right? So thank you, Melanie, for doing that. By the way, Melanie and I'm gonna give her more credit than me. Yesterday, that girl and I spent a lot of time together, all right? And we went through that spreadsheet, and she was doing all kinds of stuff on deleting any reference to Crimson Orchard in there that's causing some of y'all to have problems. Now, I just hadn't had time to upload it. I'll upload it today so you can get a fresh copy of the spreadsheet that won't have those link problems, okay? That's, you know, I can't save it, I can't do that. If you're having any problems with the website, with the spreadsheet, hopefully we have, thanks to Melanie and her precious time, we have gone through and removed all those links and put in the right formulas for you, okay? So we hid I just don't like my stuff hidden, y'all. I'm a guy that don't hide a lot. So let's go to the spreadsheet and let's do our little daily routine. I did the bulk of the work. I'm just glad to help. Girl, you did most of the work. I mean, you told me how to find that stuff and to remove it. Y'all, we was deleting and copying and pasting and, I mean, just doing all kind of stuff. It was really a fabulous thing. I enjoyed it. And I'm so happy because I was so upset that some of y'all didn't have access to the spreadsheet and couldn't make it work. Because if you're not doing the spreadsheet, you're doing like 99% of the traders out there. You don't record your trade. Tom Sosnoff does not record his trade. He just makes them. He doesn't know how he's doing other than his net lick, right? That's the only thing he's got to tell how he's doing. And that's fine for a lot of folks. But if you're out here making these daily decisions and you don't want to worry about your account, you know, going bust, then you need to be doing this. You need to be doing this every day. So the first thing we do is go to the NetLick page, all right, down at the bottom. Everyone sees that. We go to NetLick. We put in today's date, which I did wrong yesterday. Look at that. I was 1/4/20. No. We are 1/4/21 because that'll throw all your stuff off. Numeric lock. Is there a way to just have a numeric lock that'll actually lock and stay locked? Mine does not. So let's go 1/5/21. Hope y'all have already done this today, but repetition on this is good, y'all. So yesterday we had 43, 560, 64. What do we got today? We got, dang it, I can't see because y'all made me hide it so nobody will steal my account information. Let me see what it is. All right, here we go. Pull up the old mobile app. And I love the Thinkorswim mobile app, but I hate that it does the Face ID because I've got a ugly honker of a nose. I don't know if y'all can tell, but that thing, man, you could ski off of that thing. And the Face ID doesn't work, especially when I'm wearing my CPAP mask at night. All right, so now I have grown my count to 43, hold your breath, 536.01. Dang it! I'm down from when I put this in yesterday. Oh, man. How does that suck? I'm down $24 just when we were going to the Applebee's. All right, so we're not going to Applebee's now. So let's go to our Greeks and ratios, all right? And as you'll notice, it automatically populates today's date. And we're going to go in there and methodically put in our little Greeks. We're negative, let's say it's negative 16. So we'll go negative 16 on the beta weighted delta. Oh, and I guess since I showed Melanie this yesterday, she didn't have her things beta weighted. So let me show you how to do that real quick, like, just to make sure everyone knows. It's right here. It's on the monitor tab, position statement. You got this little thing that says beta weighting, right? So make sure it's clicked. If you don't, it's going to throw all your stuff off. See, if I don't do that, it says I've got positive deltas, but I want it beta weighted to the SPY. So type in SPY, hit enter, and that basically says I am short 15 shares of SPY in my account. So my theta, we love theta, y'all. Theta, theta, theta. I was never popular enough to be in any Greek organizations while I was in college, but if I was and I had to start one, I would name it theta, 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 and I may put a delta in there. So I'm at 37.31 on my theta. 37.31. Now, why in God's name did that not populate there? Because my formula's not in it. If you ever need to copy your formula down, just go to your little cell, go to that little thing and make an arrow in the bottom right-hand corner, double click, and it copies that formula all the way down for you. Nice little time saver. All right, so what is my Vega? If volatility increases, this is where you get hurt in an account. My Vega is negative 58.69. Negative 58.69. We are looking good, baby. Now, no, we're not looking good. Look at there. I want this theta to be at 0.1% to 1%. Now, I'm better than I was yesterday, but I need to bump that up just a wee bit more. All right, now how much buying power am I using? Now, this one was interesting because when Melanie shared her screen yesterday, she had something actually called margin requirement there. I use buying power effect. That's what I've always used. I think that's what Tasty Trade uses. We couldn't figure out how to change that to buying power effect, so I need to figure that out, okay? But that's one of the things that I want there, buying power effect. I'm using 11,397 in buying power. If yours says margin, you know, I would change it to buying power. We just don't know how to change it yet, but we'll figure it out. That's what we do. There is no problem. There's no thing that is too difficult for us to do, is there? I'm using 26.18% of my buying power. Well, how does that look? Well, let's see what VIX is trading at. See if we are in the area that we need to be. What VIX is about 25.84 or so. So we are in the area where it says buying power used. If VIX is between 20 and 30, which it is, you need to be using no more than 35% of your buying power. And that just keeps you safe, right? So as the VIX increases, what happens? If VIX gets to 40 or greater, which it did earlier in 2020, then you can use up to 50% of your buying power. And sometimes I violate the rules. Sometimes I go a little bit over than 50% when I shouldn't. But I know, hey, that I'm, you know, living dangerously, so to speak. All right, now, I kind of scratch over O and P. Really, P's where you could look. If you're wanting to go by Tasty Trade recommendations, so their recommendation is this, that you keep a -1 deltas to a -2 Vegas, so that your deltas are half of your Vegas. If I wanted to do that and keep that ratio, then I would sell a little more stuff to make me short, right? I would be 13. I need 13 more negative deltas to kind of get me all balanced up. But what I've been going at more lately in this raging bull market is the Q line, which is kind of a combination of what Option Alpha recommends as far as your delta should be, and the Tasty Trade method. And I kind of go up with my own little hybrid way of doing that. And it says no adjustment. No adjustment. So I'm looking good. So after you've entered your Greeks, after you've entered your net lit for the day, you're going to go to your little action tab. Now remember, this action tab, you may use it, you may not. It's based on the micro E-minis. That's what Sweet Beth will trade if and when the diabetes eats me up and kills me. then Sweet Beth knows what to do. By the way, let's check our blood sugar because I ain't eat hardly nothing today. I got one of those little things under my arm. 143. Dang it. Needs to be a little lower. All right. We'll pop a little metformin or we'll take a little insulin a little later and get that down. But what this shows me is that do I need to adjust my buying power? This is cool, y'all. You need to have Thinkorswim open during this, but what it does is this spreadsheet automatically pulls in the value of VIX to tell you if your buying power is more or less than it should be, and it's telling me right now, Sweet Bobby, you are a sweet, sweet son of a gun, and you don't need to adjust your buying power. All right, if you did, it will tell you how to do it. It'll tell you what to close, it'll tell you what expirations, blah, blah, blah. But this, again, you don't have to always follow it. I wrote this for Sweet Beth so that she would know what to do in my untimely demise. Will I be selling premium today? Yes, Sweet Bobby, Sweet Beth, you will be selling. What will you be selling premium in? Again, I don't always sell it in the micros, but I wanted her to be able to trade one thing and one thing only, right? And I told her that she ought to be selling at 10:30 in the morning. We go by Eastern time. 12:30 and 2:30 to get a little bit of diversity in the account and kind of scale into different positions regardless of where it's at. It tells her to go to the 52 days to expiration. It tells her that that is the February 27th expiration. And it tells her, hey, based on where your deltas are and where volatility is, you should be selling the 20 delta put, or the 20% probability being the money, or you should be selling the 20% call. And it's kind of cool that the spreadsheet will pull all this stuff. If you do not have Thinkorswim open, then you're screwed here because it won't pull all this stuff up. And you're saying, well, Bobby, I trade with Tasty Trade. Well, that's fine. All you got to do is open you a little account, a paper account with Thinkorswim. It'll pull all this stuff in, okay? So you don't have to put any money there. Or you can open a real account and don't put any money there. No big deal. So it tells me that we are on Tuesday. 675 is the amount of premium I should have sold. So I should have sold 337 yesterday. And by today, cumulatively, I should be at 675. Where do I actually lie? I have sold all but, am I complete? No. Bobby, you need to sell $177.95 more of premium. Can you hear me now? Who goes to choir practice on a Tuesday morning?
We do.
All right, can you hear me now? Good now.
Yes,
Everybody's
I can
good.
hear
Thank
you.
y'all.
Sounds
Thank
great.
y'all. Melanie, you can't go to a choir practice on a Tuesday. What the devil's wrong with you? What kind of choir is that?
It's a church choir. One of our
I used to
members
be
is
a
a
choir
nurse.
director, actually.
Yeah,
Well, I know how to do the one,
one of our choir
two,
people is a
three,
nurse,
four.
and this is the only day she could do it. So we
All
got
right, good, good
Tuesdays.
on the sound now.
You
All
take
right, let me
care.
fix back. Let's see. Why is my video not working now? All right, how's that? Everybody see me now? You can hear me now? Everybody's good. Melanie's going to a choir practice on a Tuesday, which is strange. Girl, I've never been in a practice on a, yeah. Okay, good. All right, we're good to go. All right, where were we? What were we doing? Oh, we were talking about what a good job we've done. Now, let's go to our weekly premium tab. All right, choir practice on a Tuesday. I don't believe that. What do you usually sell to get negative deltas? Well, one of the things that we get our negative deltas from is the VIX hedge, right? So every 30 days we go out and we sell, or we actually buy VIX calls, don't we? And we did this, remember, a few days ago. So I got a VIX call here. And if you'll notice under the monitor tab, let's see how much negative deltas my VIX give me. Look at there. Negative 22, baby. Were it not for VIX, I'd have no VIX at all. So it gives me a negative 22 there. Were it not for that, I'd be positive deltas. So if you're following the option alpha, and Dr. Theta, I think you had a question about this earlier. So let me show you in the spreadsheet. We actually have a little tab down here in purple, which does not represent the nasty LSU Tigers. It represents my high school of Ranburne High School, Ranburne, Alabama. It pulls in automatically your net lick. It pulls in the amount of your portfolio that you should allocate to VIX calls. So the instructions are here. So if you don't have a VIX hedge, today'd be a good day to put one on maybe, because the VIX is apparently down just a bit. So you guys still see my screen, right? Make sure you see my screen. So what you do, okay, good. So what you'll do is, that said that I should allocate $109 to the trade, right? So we're going to buy a VIX call at about $109. That's how much I can put into it. So go to your trade tab. I go to about 120 days. Where is that? Here's where I did it. If you were doing it now, where would I do it? I don't know. Maybe the 105 days. And you go out and you look at your delta of 10. Look at there, it's 19 where I bought it. So you go to about a 10 delta. So here I can allocate $70 by buying one. What I would probably do though, just to make it easier, I'd squinch it up just a little bit, and I'd probably go and buy the 60 for $1.10. So that would cost me $1.1085, which is $1.85 more than 109, but very, very close to where I need to be to get me a little bit of downside protection. And that gives you some good negative deltas. Okay? Any other questions? This is good because I want to make sure I take care of y'all's questions, right? What do you do? What's the VIX hedge? If there's anything that you guys want to look at as far as a particular trade, then let's do that as well. Anything else? Oh, thank you. It's clear. All right, good. Jolly's coming back in. Why did we kick him out? Did we kick Jolly out and he came back in? Let's wait till he gets in. Matt, are you okay? Make sure everybody's fine. Everybody's on the same page. Everybody's doing good. Now, why don't we open Tastyworks? And, well, another thing that we need to do is see if there's any problem children, or if there's any stuff that has made us a tremendous amount of money overnight while I've not been watching this. So what I do is I go to the P&L percentage. If you don't have that there, then you need to add it. Here's what I have. Delta, I got theta, vega. I don't care about no stinking gamma. Extrinsic, which I wish worked like it did in Tastyworks. It's much better, much cleaner. Then I have P&L percentage, my profit and loss percentage. So let's see how we're doing on stuff. Snap. Y'all remember when we put the snap trade on? Oh, y'all, we're gonna get to work together, baby. It is up 52%. Let's just look at it, shall we? Let's see why we did. Let's see what we did to make that trade. What do we have in the trade? We've got a strangle. Some of you guys may have done an iron condor. That's fine. Let's look at our little snap, baby, and see why we made the trade that we did. I ought to take these pictures of the screen when we actually make the trade to let us know what our decision making was. But if we pull up snap, oh, don't take an hour to pull it up. You know, I'm so proud of my $39 web camera that I probably need to just get me another computer that'll pull up quicker on snap. So we're pulling up snap to see what we saw in the volume profile, and hopefully it'll pull up soon. Let's see. But we do know that in the interim that is up 52%. And when something is up 52%, baby, it is time to ring the register. So I'm going to create a closing order. I'm going to buy it at 49 or 50. So you're buying this, so you want it to be less, right? So I'm going to do it at 49. Let's take our profits. Let's see if it gets filled. We like to pull the vibrator up from the phone to see if I get a fill, because it normally fills before my desktop. Oh, no. No fill. Let's go up to 50 cents if we can get a fill. I ain't going to chase you long, buddy. Let's see what we can do. See if we can get filled at 50 cents. All right. Nothing. Nothing, stinking nothing. All right, we're at 50, still not getting filled. So what I want to do is this. Let's go back to our spreadsheet. And let's go to equities, where we have our little snap trade. I just want to make sure that Tasty or Thinkorswim's not lying to me, and we actually do have a good profit in that. So snap, we got a little strangle, and it's currently, if I fill that at 50, let me put it in as the current day price, 0.50. Then it says I have a $49.80 credit. Oh man, that's at 49%. See, I really don't want to go higher than 50 cents, but I really would like to get a fill. I like claiming profits. It's one of the most fun things you'll do in trading. Still no fill. I thought I was showing off in front of y'all. Always gonna get a good fill. I said we get a fill at 51. I'm not going above 51. If they don't want it, they can't. Come on, boom, baby. Look at that. I am out of snap. I don't even know what snap is. All right, let's go back to the spreadsheet. Let's put it in. We got filled at 51. Oh man, it's going to be less than a 50% profit, isn't it? It was anyway. So that cost me $52.10. My profit on that little puppy was $48. I made 48%. I'm going to call that a 50% profit. You know, it's close enough. I'm going to put my exit date as 1/5/21. And if that becomes green and tells me that we booked $48.80, and the cool thing is this automatic color that green. Hold on. Future speaker. All right, you guys are all still there. So we, where's snap again? This line. So I like to color the line green. We're going to choose a 50% close there. Tell us how we managed it. So we grab it, we pull it all the way over, and we make that green. Make sure everybody's still with me. All right, everybody's still there. Just double checking. All right, so that trade is now in, and we're looking good. Where's my little text box? I use that all the time. More chat, there we go. Okay, nobody's chiming in, so I think we're good there. So we managed the position, right? So let's now go back and see if there's anything else that we can close as a winner. Can't see your screen. Hold on. Not sure what's going on today with the gremlins. Now, the screen should be there for you. So we managed that trade. Let me go back to you if you lost it. So basically we went in the snap. We put in 51 cents. That's what we closed it at. 52.10 was the debit that we used to close it. Scroll over. We put the exit date, which is 1/5/21. Don't forget to use your 21s and not your 20s. We made 48.80 on there. It automatically calculates that. And then you grab the whole thing and you color it green, baby, because we love green. Now, once you do that, interestingly enough, if you go to your weekly premium tab, look how we're doing. So this week, we have sold $497 in premium. We are at 29% of our weekly target. Our premium remaining for the week is $1,190. We have booked profits of $239 for the week. We have a premium capture rate of 48%. Now, don't laugh at this over here because it's only 10 days into it. But if we keep on this, little record, we are looking at making a profit of $30,000. We're going to make 70.4%. We're going to make $589 a week, and that's our profits for the year, which is the same as this number. Okay. Don't get excited by that. I just put it out there to make sure that we had just some projections. I like projecting. I like looking forward. All right. Cutting out a little bit. Okay. Sorry about that. We'll check on what's going on. Again, I was in a 4 or 5 hour Zoom meeting earlier. It seemed to work well, so I apologize if we're having any issues today. All right. Let's see. I'm going to open our little friend, Tasty Trade, and see if we can perhaps find a trade together. And if there's a underlying that you guys would like me to evaluate or to look at, and also let me know. It popped out again. Hold on 1 second, make sure we're sharing my screen. Let's share 2. Not sure why it's doing that. Okay, so everything should be working with the audio again. We're on that microphone there. Okay, so let's see if we can open Tastyworks and get a feel for a trade today. Give me a sec. With our I could remember my password. Let's see. Here we go. Here we go. Y'all, if my internet doesn't get any better here out in the country, I'm going to have to go to the Wendy's drive-thru and do our session, which is very embarrassing. I mean, we don't even have a McDonald's. We're so small. All right, we're opening up our friends at Tastyworks to see what we can do as far as a trade. And let me remember what all I've got trades in. It's sometimes easy to forget. IWM, EWW. Look at that XLK trade. It's up. But that was a roll, remember. So I don't want to close that one. We need a little more profit in that because that was a roll from a Another trade. Wow, y'all, look at that. We have already made 42% in one day on the Apple trade. Let's look at that 1 second. That's a 3-day trade left remaining. I sold Apple. I sold a put in that. Let's look at that real quick, like.
Bobby, we can't see your screen.
Hold on a second. All right, let's see. We put Apple on, and let's see what that's currently at. It's trading at 42%. Let's see if we're getting, I'm imagining with that, it's going to give us a signal to close that position. Check this out, and this is the cool thing about the spreadsheet. So, here's Apple, okay? Remember we put that trade in. It was a 4-day trade when we put it on yesterday. This is the cool part. It automatically tells me that what I sold for 75 cents is now trading at 42 cents. My existing profit on that position is $31.90. It's at 43%. Now, here's the cool thing about the spreadsheet. Look at all of these different closing signals that we're getting on that position. It's saying I've got a 30% close. You could close it if you want 30%. You could close it if you want a 40% profit. It's also auto close date. That only comes into effect for those things that were closing at 21 DTE. So we disregard that. But there is such a thing as a tasty trade optimum close. And what they did is came up with some research on one of the market measures that said, hey, if you get more than, let's see, 10% within a certain amount of days, or if you get more than 20% after a certain amount of days, 6 days, I think, if you get more than 30% after 10 days, 40% after 19 days, then it's beneficial for you to close that position. So I've got a couple of different signals here to close that. I don't really want to take assignment of Apple. Why don't we close it and just take our profits? We made 44% in a stinking day, and $31 of our $33.50 is there. So I'm going to go to Apple. I'm going to right click, create closing order. We will close that puppy for 42 cents. Let's see if we can get it. 42 cents. I felt a vibration. Bingo. There you go. We are filled. Back to the thing. Now, at this point, you want to actually manually put in that closing price, right? You don't want it to automatically change after you leave it. So you change it to 42. And now, since you changed that closing price to 42, you can take out the option name because that slows down your spreadsheet. So I'm going to delete that. I manually entered the 42. Now we're going to say that we exited the position on 1/5/21. We were in the trade 1 day, should tell us that. We had $31.90 as a profit. How did I manage the trade? I took it off at the Tasty Trade Optimum close, since we had such a great profit in one time. And I will close that and put that in green. So that goes into the, oh, not both of them, just this one. Hold on. Just the one line I want green. There. Change it to green. Now the cool thing is that profit of $31.90 that we took on Apple in 1 day automatically goes over to our weekly premium, doesn't it? There you go. And now this number is increased by $30-something. And our premium capture rate went from 48% to 54%. So we're having a very nice week, only 2 days in. We have realized profits of $271.26. Okay? Any questions there? Now, let's see if we're finally able to get into our friend, the Tastyworks platform, and see if we can figure us out a trade. All right, what do? I like coming to Tastyworks because I like seeing the volatility and I like their watch list. I have my own watch list, but I kind of like their Tasty Trade default watch list. I also like the preset, which is the liquid ETFs. And that's where my bread and butter is. I like trading the E-minis, the micros, and I like a few EF trades. And the great thing is you can sort these and by IV rank. So you want the biggest IV ranks. Probably these in the top would be the ones that I would consider. Oh, we did the gold trade the other day. Yesterday we rolled silver. What's silver doing? We've got a silver position, I think, don't we? See what we've got in silver. Closed Apple. We do have a silver position. We're down $6 on. So I don't want to add a silver position. We do have a gold position on. Let's see what else we've got here. IWM. I've got an IWM little in-out spread on that's not doing well at all when I was certain that the Russell would go down. So we're only down 21 bucks on the IWM trade. What else is in the top that we might consider a trade on? VXX, it's not really something I trade. UVXY, not something I trade. The TQQQ is not really something I trade. These are those ultra shares of the QQQ. I don't play with anything that has ultra in the name. XLE, it's in the top half of the IV ring, isn't it? Do I have an XLE position on? Let's see. XLE. Boom, chicka, boom, chicka, chicka, boom, chicka. Nope. I don't have an XLE position on, which gives you and me an opportunity to perhaps make a trade. So what would we do? We would go to a clean screen. Let's pull it over. Make sure we got it there. And we're going to do our drawing. Now, some of you are new today. Don't flip out by what we're about to show you. But at the same time, don't show everybody and their mama what we're about to do either, okay? You will learn this in plenty of time, okay? But you got to give it time. So let's go to XLE. We call this a little voodoo that we're about to do on XLE. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to draw on our chart. So we select the Fibonacci retracement. Don't try this if you've not changed your fib retracements to hourly levels because it will give you something totally and funky wrong. We'll draw that to that. Where did it go? That doesn't look right at all, so I will delete it and try it again. Since everything's being buggy today. Now keep in mind, on XLE, we're going to draw that on the month of December. So let's start from the bottom to the top. Now we'll right click, edit properties, and let's get the high for the month of December, which was 42.08. And let's get the low for the month of December, which was 36.69. 36.69 will be our starting point. And we hit OK. Now, we change our tool to the fib extensions. We start at the 50 line, don't we? Yes, we do. We draw our second point to the center of the little green bar, right there. And finally, we draw down to the 100% line. There is pretty dang close. All right. Then, our job, and it's not always easy, is to move the 100% line on this drawing down to the 200% line on that drawing. How do you do it? You right click anywhere on this structure. So I'll right click on that 100 line and I click activate. Turns it blue and we're moving the 100 line down to the 200 line. We're going to get that perfectly right there. Second thing to do, and it looks like it's almost there, we're going to take the 0 line and we're going to get that right at the top of that little red little line where we first did that little drawing, okay? And it's perfect now, but I'll show you what we normally do. We take this and we drag it anywhere so the 0 line rests right on top of the little red line. So I'll lay it down like I'm running a little whatever. All right, then I'll hit the escape button. I'm going to delete that drawing. So we've got it drawn. We're going to right click and edit. We name this thing. So I use the month of December monkey bars to project for January. If you don't do this, if you don't name it, then you're likely to forget, hey, did I do that last month? Did I do it the month before? So always put in the name December for January. I set the color for all the curves to be green. I hit OK. There she goes. Now, looking good. Now let's go look at this little puppy in volume profile. If I can find my volume profile. And we just drew that in XLE, right? Make sure we draw it in the right thing, because I have a bad short-term memory. We'll pull up XLE. While we're pulling that up, though, let's go back so I can show you what we just drew. Let's go back to Style. We'll change that out of monkey bars, and we'll go back to Standard so we can actually look at XLE. And those areas that are overdrawn and those periods that are overbought and oversold conditions. Because basically that's why we draw the big red green monster, is we want to identify those areas where the price is oversold or overbought. So there you go. Let's make this a little bigger so you guys can see it where price is today. Oh wow, looks like this is a daily chart. Let's put this on a 5-minute chart, see what it looks like. I just had to change it, didn't I? So it'd take forever to go. While we're doing that, we'll come back to the volume profile, and what do we see? Okay, so first let's look at volume profile. This shows us where volume has traded in XLE for the last 10 days, and this is a 30-minute chart. The area where the most volume has traded, and you can see it's over here, was this area here at 37.99. Standard deviation above, standard deviation below, and you see that this little tight range that it was in, wow, did that puppy just kick on out of that. And it went into, let's see where our big green monster lines are. As we pull that out, price has gone from an area, let me do a little drawing here for you. Price has gone from, remember the butt that I always draw between the 20 and the 80 is the fair price butt, or the fair price range. I draw the little butt right there. This is the fair value range where our friend was trading for a very good time. Look at it. It would knock up against that, come back in. Knock up against that, come back in. Then the little 20% to 0% above it, this little range right here, I can draw a smaller butt, that range is where price is overbought. So we're saying, in our opinion, wow, this thing is overbought. And this area, the little 80 to 100 area under the fair value range, would be oversold. Now, what is this little range? Well, it's the same thing. We have another fair value range here, right, between the 80 and the 20, okay, that we could draw another big butt. It's not a butt, actually, it's just the range. That is another fair value range. And this is the oversold area for that fair value range, and up above it is the, well, it messes everything up, but just take my word for it. The area above that fair value range is the overbought area for that fair value range. So, what do we see in price based on the volume profile? And what do we see as far as the market profile, which is the big gray monster? All right, here's what I see. All right, since this is where if we're looking solely at volume profile, then I would expect maybe, since this is where the most volume has been traded, maybe we'll see a return back to that, right? Maybe we'll see price come back in there. Heck, maybe on market profile, we'll even see a return to this fair value range, right? Where it spent so much time over the last 10 days. But now, price has skirted into this range, and this 30-minute bar said, wait a minute, I can't stay up in here. Bobby wrote that this, Bobby's got all these drawings that he's got, so I got to pay attention to what Bobby's writing. Well, that's absolutely ridiculous. The market does what the market wants to. But I'm seeing that just based on this, it's in an oversold condition for a potential rise to here. So, into this fair value range. So, I've kind of got conflicting information. I've got something that says, hey, we may pull back here, or we're testing the oversold range for this to see if we want to go back into this fair value range. So what I have is conflicting information. I want it all to line up, y'all, and this is not lining up at all. And I do go to a third analysis. Does everybody remember the third analysis? Let me take all these drawings off for you. And let's go into my web browser. Oh no, I'm having to open it up again. Here we go. Hold on a second. Let me go to Trading View. Let's see if we can get our chart pulled up on Trading View. And look what our friend XLE is doing there. All right, here we go. Pull this over. And let's type in XLE. X. Where'd you go? XLE. Bingo. All right, so we got XLE pulled up. This is the daily chart. Remember, we've got the linear regression. If you want to take that off, you can just hide it there and it'll take it off, and then hit the I and it'll take it on. And the great thing about TradingView, you can set you up a free account there. It doesn't cost you anything. I've got the free one, but they keep bothering me with ads. I probably should pay to get the one where I don't have the ads up, but I'm a cheap SOB. So let's go to indicators. This is where you find the linear regression channel. If you don't have it on yours, type in indicators and then just type in linear regression and it will pull it up for you. Linear regression right there. If I can spell it correctly, linear regression. Boom. And just click on it there and it'll add it for you. So let's look at our friend XLE and see what do we see. And this is basically a linear regression channel for the last 100 periods. So in this case, it's for the last 100 days. And we see that we are in a channel. Which way is the channel going? We're going up, aren't we? We see that we are at the top of the channel. We bounce to the bottom. We kind of go to the top, then we're back in the middle, and we're top, and then we're in the middle, and then boom, we have a big old day today. And it wouldn't surprise me if XLE continued in this area, all right, and to kind of bump its head there. So with that, saying that it potentially could go up, but it's not definitive, and with it also showing in our chart here that we could bump down in this area to come back here to volume profile, or we could jump here. I'm not comfortable putting on a trade. Just because we spend that much analysis on a single underlying does not mean that you and I are going to put in a trade. Okay? So what am I doing? I'm sitting out of XLE because it's at this decision point. I want to see what it's going to do. So I'll be monitoring XLE to see if there is a potential trade that we can put in there, but no cigar at this point. XLU, the utilities, you know, we're kind of getting toward that point where I don't want to sell premium if we kind of get in the lower end here. XLU, let's see what that puppy's doing. It's at a 22.8 IV rank. Let's see here what the little IV is for each of those periods. Yeah, you know, I mean, it's nothing to write home about. Not necessarily that something that I wanted to sell premium in maybe, but let's just check it out. Let's see what it looks like in our linear regression channel. XLU. Aha! Now I kind of like the looks of this, right? I kind of like the looks that XLU has been going up and down, up and down, up and down, and we've got an upward channel. So we're kind of, you know, got an upward trajectory here. And XLU starting in the middle, hits the bottom, hits the top, kind of hits the bottom. Maybe we'll go back up. Well, let's just check it out. Let's see if you and I can do a little bit of analysis on XLU. XLU. And I will go ahead and start the process of pulling up some monkey bars in XLU. Since my computer takes forever to pull those up. Oh, by the way, y'all, I live in Georgia. I don't know if you've heard, but we've got an election today. Oh my God, I'll be glad when this thing is over. Raphael Warnock and John Askoff and whoever's running is just... Okay, so I've got a green chart for XLU, but I have a feeling that the green monster was November for December. It is no longer valid. I'm going to remove that. We've got to redraw it, right? But check this out. Now I've got two of my charts kind of telling me the same thing. Here's the point of control on the volume profile. This is where volume is traded the most over the last 10 days. Price is right here. So you may see a reach there, but trying to check it out. It's on the lower end of things. Wouldn't surprise me at all if we see a little bump to the standard deviation above. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Now, let's draw the green monster, shall we? Go to XLU, see if we can change our style to the monkey bars and do the monkey bar analysis. And is this a little time consuming? Yeah, you know it is. But what I want you guys to do is to not have to worry about me drawing the charts for you. I want you guys to be able to draw these charts on your own, okay? No reason that you can't do this analysis. You say, Bobby, I work a full-time job. I don't have time to do all of this analysis, all of these charts and all that. That's fine. You don't have to do it. Go by the probabilities. There's nothing wrong with you going by probabilities and selling a 10 delta put, 16 delta put, 20 delta put. Put the odds in your favor. Do a high probability trade. I just think that we can utilize the charts to help us make a little bit better of a decision, right? And so we're going to increase our probabilities of success by doing that. You saw on Apple, you know, I looked at Apple yesterday. I'm not sure if that's one that we did in the class or not, but it was one that I go, I did the analysis maybe outside of the class, but I made that decision on my own, and we end up making, what, 43% on it. I mean, where else can you do that? So, on this chart, you want it on the 3-month, 1 day. Again, we've got a whole class that we did on how to draw these things, but I'm going to Fibonacci retracements. I draw from the bottom to the top. Then we're going to edit this puppy, and we're going to say for the month of December, the high for the month of December, I'm looking up there, 64.17. So that's the end point, 64.17. Then we go to the bottom The low for that month, looking right up here, you got to make sure your cursor is on the month of December. The low was 60.32, right? 60.32. There she goes. Hit OK. Let's see how we go. Oh, it's off a little bit. But look, isn't it interesting? The volume profile on the left, this is where most of the volume was traded during the month of December, is right at the same point that the most time was traded. See that? Volume, time. And the points of control, or the major points, are right at the same. So you and I have some drawing to do. Let's scale this down a little bit. And let's go pull our other little toogie. And we're going to start from the 50% line, chickaboom, and we draw up to the center of the little green line, ta-toom, close enough, and then we draw up to the 0 line. I don't know why I squeezed that out and made it more difficult, didn't it? There we go. Now the next step is we want to take the 0 line and move her up till it's even with the 200 line. So let's right click, activate the puppy, we'll pull her up, get 0 to the 200, like so. Then, let's see where I can get the rest of it here. We're going to pull the 100, and you can tell which area to pull because it's got that little dash line, right? We're going to pull the 100 line up to this point so that it's right at the beginning of where we first drew that little puppy there. So we go grab her with the left mouse button, and we pull it up, and we let it loose, and we hit our escape key, and then we say sayonara to this extension. We right click and we remove it. It has done its job. Now let's change our colors and name it. We're going to name this puppy December. So we use December numbers to project January, right? Then we're going to set our color for our curves at green. And we hit OK. All right, and then you can change this dial back out of monkey bars back to standard to kind of get a look at what it looks like. But what I really like is that those same green bars that we drew here show up on volume profile. So let's check again. This says we're in an upward little move, aren't we, over the last 100 days? We go down, we go up, we go down. We're at the bottom of the channel. Kind of like that. What does this show? Volume profile says, well, we're kind of at the bottom of this channel, this volume channel, where a lot of volume's been traded. May go up, and look how cool, y'all. Who could have done it better? Our fair value line, let's draw our butt from the 120 down to the 180 here. This is fair value. As we draw our butt, I don't know why I call it a butt. I don't know what else it looks like. It's a 3 or it's a parentheses, whatever. Fair value range. Price has spent a lot of time in this area, hasn't it? Price is currently in the fair value range, right? Price is in the current fair value range. Here is the point that price would be oversold for that fair value range. And down below is the price. We'll draw it here without messing up our chart. But down here, if price were to continue down, then, whoa, totally backwards. Totally backwards. Let me do the backwards but. I think it's the diabetes catching up with me. This is the overbought area, not oversold. Right? And the oversold area. So now I got a decision to make. What's the decision? Well, it's kind of in the middle here, isn't it, on our green thing of fair value. It's in the upper half of our implied volatility range. I could see price going here. I could see it going here. I could see it hanging out here. But what I really liked was seeing what it looked like on this, where it goes, you know what, Bobby, we're in an upward I can't say it, trajectory. Let's change this. Let's get a little confidence in the trade we're about to make. Let me see what this puppy has done on a 30-minute interval. Let's see what we look like here. Had a big drop there. This is a 30-minute chart. The last 130 minutes, it's gone in an upward trajectory, right? It's down toward the bottom. Maybe it's headed back up. Okay, I like that. Let's go to a 15-minute. See what the last 15. You look at that and it kind of goes, man, I'm not sure about that, Bobby. Well, we're in a downward trajectory for the last 115-minute periods. It's at the center now. Good chance it went from the bottom to the top, toward the bottom, maybe back toward the top. So I would feel good with a couple different trades on this. Based on what we're seeing on the charts, maybe if there's enough premium in this thing, who knows with XLU, let's see. Maybe I would sell a put thinking that the price would stay above this oversold area, may go back here, or by it being in the center here and almost at this point of control, I could even see maybe doing a strangle in XLU. So either one of those trades I think could be good. Now, I don't know if I've traded XLU a lot. Let's see what kind of premium we can get on the options chain. Now you're sitting there going, Bobby, I can't sell a strangle. I'm scared to death. Well, I understand that. Maybe there's something else you can do. Let's take a look. I could sell a put, XLU. Then what we do, if we're selling, what do I like to do? I like to come over here. I like to look at these numbers. This is the IV for each one of these expirations. So we're at 27%. We're at 25%. We're at 26%. Oh, 39%. I like what I'm seeing. IV is going up. We're at 41%, 31 out. Uh-oh. What the heck? At 38%, at 38 days to expiration, we're going down, aren't we? So it has weekly options. This is the highest IV on the board. So why don't we look at it to see if we can make a decision? Strangle or a I really think, and I can always add the call later. This thing's down today. I like selling puts when things are down. I can sell a call on it when it goes up, can I? So I think I'm going to go out here and look at the deltas. Some wacky deltas there. Look, 10, 13, 17, 18, 12. What? That doesn't make sense. Then 23, then 17. Some funky pricing over here. But nonetheless, I like what I'm seeing. If I can pull in, maybe at a 21 delta, 23% probability of that puppy being in the money, I could collect 48 cents there. Maybe I could collect, just going a little closer, 54 cents by going to the 58. It's 61 there. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get me 54 bucks is what I'm going to do. So it's got a natural and it's got a mid. Now remember, I'm greedy. I'm going to go up to the mid. Now it says that price, expected XLU price, would have to go down 13 cents for me to get filled. I never trust that thing. I'm always greedy. So I put the phone to my mouth and to see if we get the vibration. I'm going to try it at 57, knowing probably we're not going to. Oh, why, baby, do you be greedy? I'll tell you why. You be greedy because sometimes you get surprised. And I got filled at 57 cents. Now, if you're going to do some type of spread, $1 wide, $2 wide, $3 wide, that's fine. If you want to do a put spread, but make sure that you're collecting 1/3 the width of the strikes, right? So if you're doing a 59.58, you're going to want to, that's a $1 wide spread. You're going to want to make sure that you collect 33 cents. you're doing a $2 wide strike, you want to do a third of that, right? So you would collect, I ought to know that by, I don't do a lot of spreads. $2 divided by 3, you want to do, make sure you collect 66 cents. It's just double what the $1 wide spread is. So you could certainly do that. So this is a trade that you could do in your account regardless of size. Let's try to build one. I don't know if you could do, let's see, that's 54. And if you bought the 57, that's not going to give you it, is it? Right. So you're probably, if you're doing a spread, here's why I like going naked too, guys, is the probability are better. You have a better chance of making money by selling a naked spread. If your account can do it, that's what I always recommend to do. This is a ETF. It's not a humongous roller like some of the the Amazons and the Teslas. And how much buying power did that take for me in my account? Took me $926 in buying power to make that trade. So what is that? If I could make $54 over the buying power required, $926, that is a 5.8% return. That's how you kind of calculate your return on the capital required to put on that trade. Okay? If anyone has any questions, I've kept you guys over an hour. I appreciate you being with me, and I apologize for coming in late. I apologize for our technical difficulties. I love you to pieces. If anyone has any trouble making that trade, or you want to do something else, or you want to do an iron condor and you need me to help you build it out, I'll certainly be willing to do that. But before I've got you here, let's go and show you how to put this trade into the spreadsheet. What you do is you go to the line that has the option that you sold, you right click, and you hit copy. Let's go to our spreadsheet and pull her up. And we're going to go to equities. Yeah, I should probably name that equities or ETFs. And we're going to put in our XLU trade. XLU. Oh man, I like them all caps. XLU. We did Johnny one lot, didn't we? And I sold the, let's see, I sold the, get it up on my phone, I sold the 58 put, so I type in 58P. Now here's where you copy the option information, right click, and you paste it there, and it pastes in that option name. What did I do? I did a short put. It recommends a 20 delta, but we did I think I did that was about the 25 delta, if y'all remember. What were the days to expiration on that? That was a 31 day. And I hope you saw how I selected that option. Now, some of you saying, Bobby, that's not 45 days like Tasty Trade says. Yeah, I know. But y'all saw why I selected it, right? I selected it because it was the one with the highest IV on the board. So we entered that trade on 1/5/21. Okay. And sold it for 57 cents. It automatically calculates based on my commissions how much credit I received, $56.45. It tells me now that that's trading for 60 cents and that we're down $4 and we're down 7%. Don't let that freak you out, okay? Don't let it freak you out at all, because anytime you make a credit trade, almost every single time you do it, you're going to be initially negative on the trade. Now let's go to the weekly premium tab and see if it said that we sold some. Yep. Remember, we were at needing 100 and whatever dollars. Now we're down to 121 remaining for the day. I'm at a 32% profit. It brought in that premium that I sold in the XLU trade. All right, guys. It's been a great session today. Don't forget, everyone in our Discord room, I'm getting with you for an hour one-on-one, okay, so that you and I can get together. I can get you set up on the spreadsheet. I'll load the spreadsheet that doesn't have the problems here in just a minute so that you guys can go ahead and get started on logging your trades. I appreciate you all. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful rest of your day.